Hi, Connie, Sarah, an absolute pleasure to have you here with us. Huge congrats on this incredible show. I was saying that when I think of Robin Hood, I can't help but think of Kevin Costner. I can even hear that Bryan Adams song. What was the first kind of connection you had with Robin Hood?
Actually, I think it was the Disney cartoon, and I watched it a lot with my kids, and I loved it so much. And then, of course, even Errol Flynn, I remember all of those different versions that I've seen throughout my life, but this is so different. And I think this is a very powerful story about, how this oppressed group of people, respond. And it's just really wonderful.
And it does feel like it's reinventing it for a new generation. It's sort of more of a kind of Peaky Blinders, sort of gritty take on it, and kind of looking at that origin story. So when you picked up that script, is that what really jumped out to you?
For me, what jumped out to me was that even though it's historically based, the characters were really fresh and modern, but not in a way that jarred with the historical context, and I really loved that.
And obviously you're no stranger to taking on historical roles, but what was unique about Eleanor? What was your way into her?
I just cannot believe that there hasn't been made 1,000 films about her. She's so incredible, and her story is unbelievable, and she's so impressive, and I just really was so excited to play her, really excited.
And Sean, what an incredible actor. And I feel like he's done the full spectrum, kind of from villainous to the good guy. And he's kind of, got a different take on the sheriff. So what was it like seeing his performance, and what was it like working together?
It's really lovely to see him give such a nuanced portrait of the classical sheriff of Nottingham. And I really just feel that it suited the whole series, that there's a lot more nuance in these characters.
And I love that they've also paired sort of you guys, as more sort of veterans of the screen, with Jack and Lauren taking on Rob and Marion. What's it like seeing these younger actors just really knock it out of the park with these roles?
God, they're so good. First of all, they're so good. And I have great respect for their work and their craft already. And so it's just been wonderful to see them, and they're amazing.
And I guess a bit like when you're working with Ridley Scott, not everything's done with CGI. You're really there in these sets that are, really recreating 12th century Britain. What was it like being there? Did you have any highlights?
Yeah, it was really sort of overly. I was so impressed with the fact that the detail is all handmade. It's everything is you can see that the crafts. Arts of that country have not disappeared with time, and for them to be able to do things that the rest of Europe and America have forgotten, if they ever knew how to do it, it really adds to the production value of this show, including on the costumes. It's just remarkable what the Serbs were able to do.
And obviously, other than just being transported to this other era and being in the adventure with these characters, there is these underlying themes about class, about women's agency. And I guess maybe we all have that urge to kind of level the playing field when we feel like the system's not going to do it for us.
That's exactly right. You have Queen Eleanor, who as well is fighting to get out from under the burden of having an oppressive husband who's trying to basically squash her, when all she's trying to do is to really have him respect the rules of, this line of succession, etc. And so you really see people who are fighting for their rights at all levels, and that is a very interesting thing.